Alright guys, let's post on Twitter that we're going to go live now. And we're going to show you a live trade on this one. It's a trade for a charity that we were doing earlier today. So a risky trade, and the profits go to charity. So I'll show you some points where we take that. So yeah, let's start with some Thunder at Sea. I like this one. Thunder at Sea. Oh, there's some good white noise. And we got a lot of good things to talk about today. So yeah, I mean, oh yeah, Twitter. Which 5 alts do I think will survive? Oh man, I get asked that question a lot. AVAX, Polkadot, Zcash, Matic, Atom. Interaction with me? Yeah, I mean, people ask me questions. You could try to ask me a question. Usually I answer most of them. I can't get to all of them though in the Discord. Nice, man. What's up, Ahmad? Australia, okay, that's cool. Shout out to my Australian fans. Let's hit the like button. We got 60 people waiting. Let's get a few more likes before we get started here. We'll see what happens here. You know, the next big point, if we lose 20K, it's probably, you know, down to 18.9, 18.8. After that, oof, probably like 16. After that, 12. But I think there's some good 100,000. It's $100,000 Bitcoin long. Like what? Let's see. What's up, Ivan? $100,000 Bitcoin. It's not 100,000. $100,000 long. I don't know how else I would type that, but yeah. Alrighty, what is up, guys? Thank you so much for joining me today. We're at $100,000 long right here. It's for charity, and as you can see, it's a probably exchange you've never seen before. It's all called an 8cap. It's an Australian exchange, and I was on Trading Battle. Check out that channel, Trading Battle, this morning, where it's like a trading channel, and you take 10 grand in an account, and you make the profits for charity. It goes to charity. So Now we're down a little bit in it. We're down about $175 in this particular trade. So it's coming down. It's a nice bet to come up here. I mean, it's for charity, so not the risk management out the window on this one. But I think it's got a good chance of winning based on a few things. And I'll show you, the couple things that I've been really liking on the charts in terms of a long position. I mean, look at your 16-hour. I mean, the highest time frame that's not printing a green dot, I believe, is the 20-hour here. That's confirmed, actually. So, and last time we had a deep, 20-hour green dot, bam, you came right up. So we could have a little bit of relief. I could see us coming up to 27, in next couple weeks with this. So, 20K is a big number. There's a lot of orders that were probably filled right at the low 20Ks here. Can you come down and get to, the high 18s? Absolutely. Anything could happen. But can you also come up to get to 27? Absolutely as well. So, a lot of these time frames, just that deep anchor wave is pretty big, kind of what I'm looking at here. And, I mean, snake eyes in the 5-hour from a little while ago. 4-hour, you confirmed a bullish divergence, money flow very deep, and your 4 yellow X's. So once you have a lot of yellow X's, I mean, it's time to look for somewhat of a reversal. Good curvature on your 2-hour and your hourly, some good curvature. Your 30-minute, we're coming up. We could get that crossover relatively soon. And some of your lower time frames here, 24-minute. It does seem like it could bounce off of, hold this area as support rather than resistance. It's really one of those times where you just range around for a little bit. But yeah, so that's that. Also had basically a pretty similar call to the long call in the exclusive Discord this morning. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll link in the description below. Not right 100% of the time with all the trades because stopped out of a scalp long or a long yesterday. The market's been pretty ruthless for longs, but been killing it with the shorts. Added to the shorts yesterday, so those are going to do really well. It was a risk-free trade. Those are going to, assuming we lose 20K, those are going to do extremely well. My short positions that I've made a ton on all the way down, and those are all trades in the Discord. So check that out. Link in the description below if you're interested. So yeah. And these are main points I'm looking at. Right here is probably the main point to lock in the profits on this. And so yeah. And after this up here, and I may let one, just ride. How this works is I think it automatically gets, takes profits 5 days from now, and all that money is going to go to charity. So yeah. The Under Armour hat looks like H-bar. Okay. Go find a real job, yeah, because it's at 20K. Well, these corrections are, let's see what you guys think. Will we hold 20K here? What do you guys think? We'll look at ETH too. So we're doing well. We're ahead $400 in this trade. So yeah, it's for you probably know. It's an interesting interface how it works on. So I can't add to these positions, but I could edit my stop losses, I believe. But once I just turn them off because once I get stopped, how it works is once you get stopped out, that's it. So I could add the stop losses once we're in profit. Once we hit the first take profit, then I can lock in the trade and just play with house money after that. So I'm looking to do it. It's interesting how this works. I mean, you type in where you want to take the profit, and you could also, I'm not going to modify it, but you could also, when you mark it in, you could, it's not even I don't think it's different, but you could type in how much you want to risk on the trade. So it's kind of a built-in risk management calculator, which is really cool. So Ethereum, we're kind of in the same, general position in terms of bottoming out, What I'm going to say is going to get, some people have lows factored in at 16K. I think you might even be able to go lower in that on Bitcoin, but we'll talk about it. I'm not saying that's going to happen. So if you come down 60% from this general point, where we are with the money flow in terms of last time when we got real deep, 60%, it would probably be, if this is our wick down and we come up a bit here, which I think we will, let's compare it to kind of this wick down. Next, this would be a nice scenario for bottom out in a few months, like August, September, 50% down from there. If we come down 50% down from that wick, 480, so around this general area, you got some confluence here. It's a pretty big area right here. If you come down that with for Ethereum, come down 50% for Ethereum. Where would you come down for Bitcoin? And probably the 6 day would also. I want to look. The 6 day for Bitcoin gives us a nice bearish case here for a bottom in a few months. Um, and you know that everybody's gonna think 20K was the bottom if we rally up to 28K. Um, or 27K, 50. Oh, same general thing, 50%. So if Bitcoin was, Ethereum was like 55. Well, it would be 50. Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's 50% from like where we are right now. Let's say 20. All right, 50% from. It's 10K, but I don't think you're going to go that low. But that's probably worst case scenario is let's add on a few things in terms of like the 400 weekly moving average. I think is pretty relevant here because the main thing I want to show you guys, especially on the Bitstamp chart, is let's look at our corrections from all-time highs to bear market bottoms. 87. Let's look at this one. This one was, I already remember, 84, 85. 84. So 3 points less. And then this one to here would be right to 82. So a few points less. That would make a lot of sense. That's where social risk is just nothing, basically. Everybody's given up, complete oblivion. And, in terms of a long-term case, 21.7 right now, even if you're going to 10 or 12K, that's not that bad long-term, man. You're not even missing out. If we go up 10x the next cycle, I mean, okay, you're missing out a decent amount of gains, but you're not missing out on too many. So I'm in right now just on, mainly Bitcoin. This is time to get into Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin season. I'm in on Bitcoin. I'm not all the way in. 16K, 300 weekly moving average here. Come on. Ah, man. My keyboard's not working. Come on. Oh, no. There we go. Right there, 16. Some hope that the reason I don't like 16 too much is because there's not too much confluence, you know what I mean? A little bit at 15, but not much. I think if you lose this spider line, kind of like this little area here and here, you're probably going down to 12, I would think. Yeah, but if we look at 3K, this bottom, there wasn't much there either, so that's kind of that argument. There was not much at 3K in our last bear market bottom, so could be, there's not much, there's something. It's the previous all-time high was 20K, but yeah, that would be one possibility there. But in terms of like hitting major support, you got to go to 12K probably. But we will see what happens. I mean, I am kind of optimistic for a little bit of a rally up from these points. The Fed was kind of already priced in. We got kind of what we expected. The 75 basis points, increase. So, and Ethereum, making a nice jump off of it here. With that confirmed bullish dip on the 4-hour, things are looking okay. Things are looking all right. Not incredible, but I think it may be a choppy way up. But you could rally. If Bitcoin rallies, 20, 30%, you could get up to 15 here. You could get up to 15. I could see it happening in terms of a trade right now. I mean, you could get something out of this. You could. That might work if probably more of a swing trade, but we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I think you might have hit a local bottom here, hitting off major support. That's why, it's a gamble with this. It's for charity. It's a gamble, but we're going to make a lot of money for charity if we bring this up here. This other person calls for it's possible everything going on in this world. Yeah. The way I've been, between 400 and 600. I don't know exactly what is ACAP. It's a different exchange, Australian exchange. It's a newer one, I believe. Let's see. It's the hold on, let me turn off the thunder. Put it real low. You guys should be able to hear me. Oh, let's see what you got. Ooh, this is close. So slightly a few more of you think we won't hold 20K, which is, it is understandable. But yeah. And if you want to see kind of how the position works, this is Bitcoin. So if you add up the Bitcoins, it comes out to about 100K. It's about a 100K position right now going along. So yeah, catch and fall on knives, but so most of the time it doesn't work. Sometimes it works. And we're seeing what it seems like we could have this point just act as some nice support right here. Definitely some nice support. If we look at our really low time frames, what's happening here? Money flow is just coming out, but a little bullish div off of that point. You might bounce around a while too. But I do think based on, I think you're due to come into the green on some of these time frames. How's your 20-minute? You're getting close there. You're getting close. Your 17 minutes probably almost back in the green. Your 15-minute I know is back in the green. That's back in the green. You're due for something here. You're due for something like this. Come up a bit. You could get up. You could get up there. That's what I will say. We're looking at another point too. Let's look at our 618 or our fib levels. The 618 is right there. So that's a big point to look at as well. From there to there. Private said yesterday before a previous long that got stopped out, probably should get out because of the what is HO, what is FOMC Fed meeting? Second long, it worked out okay. I don't think I told anybody to get out. I'm not sure. I think we could come up. I can't break and hold the daily open yet. Green dot 15. Out of 10 that we go up from here. It's tough to say right now. Probably 6, 7. I just go on what's most likely going to happen. It's a strategy. That 4-hour divergence. This divergence is happening. You're going to come back at some point here. You're not going to just keep going down forever, guys. You're not going to keep going down just straight down here. There's something that's going to happen. And it's going to be more choppy. You just, let's look at our 4-hour here. Just look at that. You had a big move. You're sideways for a while, big move. That's that pattern. Sideways for a while, big move down. Sideways for a while, big move down. You're probably going to bounce around these areas or have a little bit of relief here and come up to maybe 23, 24K or something. 4ELX is there. There are signs. There's signs will come up. But not the most confident. But at the same time, you're not going to come down forever. You could rally back up, 24, 25, 26, 27K, and 28K. And then come right back down. So yeah. People are buying this up at low 20s. People are getting in. There's going to be people getting in, especially at 20K. Next point, 19, high 18s. Maybe a bounce right down from there. You just keep repeating this pattern, just come right back down. But we'll see. I have a feeling it's going to take some time to really get an outcome on this long that's now in the negative. So it's just going to, because it's such a big position, it's going to go back and forth here a little bit. But the next big thing is if we could get a daily green dot, and that would be a nice, let's just look at like the history. If you get a daily, bullish div, these don't happen too often. Look at this is, this daily bullish div is what ended our mini bear market last summer. We haven't had this happen in a year. Not saying that, we could easily, just come, because that's what happened here. Look, you were about to get that green dot, and then you had one last wick down to get everybody away, and then bam, then you came up. So that wouldn't surprise, wouldn't be too surprising either. But yeah. And if you look historically, in terms of these, like, these just straight down dumps. I mean, let's look in the past, probably since the pandemic dump or since this one. I mean, this was a highly leveraged area. You know, you don't have anything more than 30% really. I mean, probably what's this did this? 25. This was, yeah, this was, but just straight, you know, red Heiken-Ashi wicks. I mean, you don't usually come, what's this one from up here? I mean, from the top here to 35%. I mean, you're due to have some type of relief. I mean, okay, we know what this was. I mean, even from, I mean, what are these percentages? I'm curious. 35. I mean, the highest, unless you get your capitulation right now, which I don't think, you know, if we're say, I mean, even what is this? I mean, that's 43, okay, but that was when we were still, yeah, March of 2018. That's when everybody was still kind of talking about it. So yeah, 6,000. Have a nice trade, just double your money just like that. This was probably what, 50 from up here to the, yeah, 52. So, and it doesn't seem likely we're just gonna hit the bottom, you know, real soon right here. So, yeah, I'm still short with profits locked in on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, no matter what happens, we're gonna be all right. So yeah, but I think we could have this channel act as some type of support. This big wick up, you know, this is kind of bearish. You know, that's kind of your bearish wick, big wick up, and then you come right back down. So yeah, but are we, you know, okay, you got a bearish div on your 15, but yeah, that's not the strongest thing in the world. I don't even know the leverage. It doesn't even tell me the leverage on that exchange. It's more of it just calculates it. Yeah. Very close on what we hold. Very close. I mean, if you do, you know, let's say what percentage, you know, downward, say we come, you know, say we just come down to, you know, 18, 42. Okay. I mean, that, yeah, that is, there are some 40% corrections where it just goes all the way down. After that, you probably should have, I mean, if you don't have relief after that, that's going to be weird. I mean, you know, we're getting very deep, especially with these, if we kind of back test these 2-day VWAPs, I mean, look, you're even deeper than this level where we just came down far. I'm just kidding, but just came down farther, so that wouldn't have really meant much. But yeah, I mean, this one signaled the bot. No, these were both interesting. These were both like just brought you down farther. That is interesting. I mean, what was, you know, this kind of like, what was this kind of correction right here? You know, from there to that, about 48. Yeah, that was a big 50% correction quickly. Wow. We'll bounce around. It's going to be boring for some time here, I think. What have the other things I've been looking at? I mean, oh yeah, let's see the 10-day, because the 10-day, every time, yeah, it doesn't look like a market cycle bottom yet on the 10-day, not by any means, because look, I mean, you're not in the red yet. You're not in the red. You're still too high here. So you had to wait till you got into the red, and then you were basically there. So, you know, what would that percentage be though? And it would, you know, from where we are right now, in this cycle, you already got a wick down. So it'd probably be, if from the top area, that would bring us to maybe 10K or something. I think it would be better to map it out using the 2013 type of scenario. So say this 20K is the first, another 44% down from that wick down there. 11K. And then I believe the 8-day could give us some clues too on what's going to happen. So yeah, the 8-day, it was, this one didn't work. Yeah, that's the thing. This one didn't work out here, and then it was your next one. The 10-day is the lowest one where the first like green dot down marks the bottom. And I think you didn't miss out on too many of the gains if you got in like, right. Yeah, I mean, you didn't miss out on too much. Right there too. Can this, now that the question here is like, can this happen before we come into the red? Maybe. It does seem like the VWAP would be more sideways and maybe come down again. Even if you rally up to, 27, 28K, I don't think that would be enough to print a green dot here. And then if you come back down to 16K or 12K after, it would look something like this, and then you bottom out around there, and then you come up from that. Maybe that's what will happen. Think we'll go under on this stomp, under 20K. It's hard to say. My gut says we need to have a little bit of relief. My gut instinct tells me, because how long are you going to just repeat the same pattern of sideways forever? Let's go maybe the maybe 12-hour be easy to look at it. Yeah. Sideways for, you just ranged 45 to, sideways for a good amount, bam. Sideways for a good amount, bam. Sideways for a good amount, up maybe, finally. And then you come down from there. I mean, the other thing too is like, we haven't had these little, like a channel like this in a while. You kind of had it, it's sideways channel. You may be sideways for a boring month before you finally come down. You may get some wicks up and down here because you're in some more volatile times, I think. So yeah. You guys, smash the like button. 136 people in here. Ask me a question in the chat if you want. And we're getting, we're getting a little altcoin. 30%, my God, wow. Yeah, you're getting that double bottom pattern here. That double bottom pattern. What did we wick down to? $6. So yeah, I mean, getting that double bottom pattern there. Almost like these alts want to tell me that we already hit the bottom because look, you almost got to that point. I mean, how much thing you would ask is like, if Bitcoin goes down another 40 something percent, these are going to go so low, some of these, but you almost don't really think that could happen. Yeah, I mean, some of these would probably go to, Bitcoin goes down to 40, this would probably go down to 50%, $3 or something. I mean, maybe. Yeah, I mean, now just with the Bitcoin, let's look at Bitcoin dominance actually too. I mean, because that's, we know in all likelihood that's just going to keep generally coming up here. It probably came down a little bit, you know what I mean, in the day because, you probably a lot of people getting into the alts right now, but it's gonna trend up most likely, for the next 6 months, the next year probably. You're probably gonna get back. I mean, this it doesn't really count. There's stable coins too now that exist now that didn't exist back then, which keeps it lower. But I think you're gonna get at least mid 50s or something here, at least 50 in the next few months. Let's see here. I think you could get to 114 with this, and that's so what I think, in terms of when we're gonna, top out with this. Let me go on a weekly chart so I could draw it better. Something like this in the next few months, something like that. And that's where you top out for the DXY, and then that's a great buying opportunity for everything. Crypto, stocks, all that. long position here, enter now, stop loss below there, take profit here. But yeah, that's what I think is going to happen for that. Or, well, yeah, I did this kind of a broad way, or, you know, something like that. You bounce around, and then Bitcoin, that allows Bitcoin and some stocks to have a little bit of a rally here. So yeah. Also, let's look at your SPY. How's that doing right now? Entering recession, entering bear market, but we're getting, you know, we're getting a little bit of support. I think almost seems like this is just going to reject off of this, but you may get, you know, a little bit where, because we're due for more of a sideways type deal, you may get choppy for a bit here. And then, you know, what you want to look at here is just a weekly coming into the red for a possible bottom in August, September, like everything else. 350, you know, if things get really, really bad, 318. What would 318 be down from all-time highs? 30%, 30-something%? It's doable. So, yeah. Yes, this is what I think. Yes, what you said. Alts are going to probably overall in the next 6 months, next year, bleed against Bitcoin. So there's not really a sense in buying them right now, in my opinion. Unless there's one that you just have to have. I'm just going to keep this drawing here. This was one possibility. September, it seems like it's probably going to go even lower than that now, maybe even 2 something. Because, I mean, if you look at, you know, this is only another 20% down from where we are right now. If you're at a 16 or 12K Bitcoin, you're probably going to go down 50% from where we are. $2, then you get deep in the weekly when this bottoms out around August or something. That's what I've been thinking, so yeah. And now we're coming back up a little bit, like I was saying we would, like I was saying we'd get, you know, a little bit of, let's look here, I mean, let's get a little bit of support off of these spiral lines right here. A little bit of jump there, and then bam, you're coming back. You're back in business. Back in business. So wait another, well, I kind of already answered that way. I wait another month to get in, wait another couple months. But I mean, the thing too is like these prices are good, but they could be better. You know, it's Bitcoin season. Bitcoin season. They could get better. What else do we want to look at? I mean, coin. This could give you a hint, probably. No. $55. Our low was, yeah, we didn't go, well, okay. June low. Did it go deeper? It did go deeper. That's interesting. It did go deeper. It went down to 40 before. So, yeah, I mean, 454 we're in post market right now. This does look, you know, when you get that daily bullish div, this is probably the first time it's happened ever on coin. I mean, maybe, yeah, you could argue this was one. Let's give us a little bit, but not a deep, deep daily bullish div. So we could have a little bit of a rally. We could have a rally towards, you know, for the next month, and then we come down August, September to bottom out. I sense somewhat of a relief, you know, somewhat of a relief. I mean, coin, what is it down from its all-time high? I mean, this is just 85%, but down here is 88. Wow. I mean, just imagine getting into that and losing like basically 90% of your money if you put 10 grand in there. I mean, you got 1,000 left. Wow. Four yellow X's though. That 4 yellow X's on your 2-day. Coin coming back. We're fighting back. We're ahead. $400 all for charity. Solano. I think after you get one more yellow X on here and you're at like 14, then we bottom out. That would be like, I'm just trying to think the percentage of like, it's 50% down. So if Bitcoin goes down, 40%, this will probably go down 50% in the next few months. Doable. You're weekly just getting into the red here. It seems like you got some more carnage ahead. So $15 is probably the new main price prediction, I think, for this. Yeah, we tested 25. It's going to be tough to bounce off at 20 because there's not much around there. I think you got to go to 15. So yeah, all those gains here, all this 20x or whatever. Yeah, 200x. Well, this was a 200x from July. Wow, yeah, nobody knew about this back then. Yeah, all that gone. Well, no, not exactly, but I mean that was $3, $15. Yeah, I would say. Because you gotta realize this is when people found out about it too. Like this is where, because this percentage is a lot. This jump, it's still a 17x, but that's no different than a 200x. Like a 200x, you could turn 10 grand into what, 2 million. It's a lot less with what is a grand times two? A 200x with a grand would 10,000. It would be 100,000. Oh, it would only be 100,000. Never mind, not a million. 10 grand would be a million. Yeah, 10 grand. So yeah. Link. We haven't looked at Link in a half a minute. I mean, the altcoins, they're just going to continue to bleed, man, against Bitcoin. Link just keeps looking bad and bad, worse and worse and worse. Do I think it'll die out? I feel like there's some hope for next bull run, but I do think, you could easily come down another 50% from here or something, these areas. On the monthly, it looks so good, you know what I mean? It doesn't even look like it really came down, especially if you got in it in like December 18 or something. I mean, yeah, you're still up 17, but this was, yeah. AVAX, let's see. You're not even in the red yet. That's not a good sign. This is maybe the only one that there's probably a small possibility this could bottom out still in the green, just because it's so new. I do think you may have a shot at keeping your last summer lows. That's the thing too, because this bounced up so much from the summer, 13x. So yeah, I mean 93. I think you might have a shot at keeping that. Matic. I don't want to look at Shiba, but I'll look at Doge. Probably have more data on this somewhere else. Matic at 41 cents. Yeah. Ooh, still not even. I do feel like the next green dot here will probably give you some hope. The problem with this is you don't have much confluence. Like if you lose, you might have some hope at 10 cents or something around here. 3 cents, imagine. Yeah, I don't know. This one's a little tough. So Dogecoin, I mean, I knew some people who, originally got into this right around here, right around, 5, 6 cents. I know somebody who made, a lot off buying it at 6 cents and selling it towards the top. And, I mean, he probably sold it around here. He made a 5x, but I think it was a 12x at the top. So, the thing with this, I mean, it still is one of the biggest cryptos. I feel like you'll get some type of, I don't know if it'll come down that much, but I don't know. I feel like there's got to be at least a little bit more carnage. The thing is 30 cents would bring you down to like that area, 4 cents or something. So yeah, this one's tough to predict. But yeah. Because it's, a lot of it's a social media hype too with that. I mean, if Elon starts talking about it more, I think he talks about it, but it doesn't really work anymore. It doesn't really like do anything. Like everyone's afraid of it. You know what I mean? Getting a little pump here, I guess. Yeah. Up $700, all for charity. It's gonna be. The thing with this is it's gonna take a little bit. It's gonna take some time to get an outcome on this. You know what I mean? It's gonna take. Because just the structure of the market, like it's not going to be just as fast moving as we were. What else do we want to look at? We looked at the SPY. We looked at. Lucid is back down. I think it'll bottom out with that kind of everything else. If it goes down to $10, that might be a nice blessing too, because there's gonna be one company that is a big Tesla competitor that probably has half its market cap, and I think it could be this one, but that weekly, I'd stay away from it with a weekly yellow X here. So yeah. What do I think? It's hard to say. I mean, right now, like, I thought more people would give up on crypto a lot earlier, like when we, went back to 30K or whatever, would get bored, but no. Because people think more of it's like a 2021 summer scenario, but now it's different. So I think you need a few more months probably to really, scare everybody away, and you might need a 12K. You might need a 10 or 12K. You might need something really low like that, like sadly. You guys smash the like button. But yeah. What else can we look at? Oh yeah, the real estate ETF. I mean, obviously these don't follow real estate exactly, but getting demolished, just getting crushed and crushed and crushed. We are back to I mean, we tested like where did we tested 2016 numbers. So type in if you've been following like actual values of real estate, like asking prices, what people are buying and selling houses from. Has it gone down significantly? I know it follows this to a certain extent, but probably not as volatile. But yeah, I do think like, yeah, if everything else, you're probably going to come down to this pocket. You're probably going to come back down to, I mean, it is 2018 levels, but I'm just trying to, maybe you'll get house prices at like, not that far back, but probably, 2018 levels, 2019 levels, but with insane interest rates, you know what I mean? Like maybe these areas, but just insane interest rates, and all these people who overbid places by 100 grand, 10% more in asking price, are gonna finally feel the wraith of reality and realize, how FOMO really ruins you. Yeah. Houses are down. It doesn't seem like they're down. Asking prices in Miami, in the big markets, it doesn't seem like as much. Um, at least when I looked, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, but maybe that's just the exception because everybody's moving here. But yeah, if you want to buy a house in cash, that's where it's, because you avoid those crazy interest rates. Um, if they go lower, I guess you could just refinance. XRP, yeah, we can look at XRP. 28 cents. We're essentially there. From this general point, I mean, how much lower could you go? 20 cents I've been talking about. But if you do have that really bad scenario, oh man, that's where the XRP army is gone, man. Oof. You could have a scenario like this. I mean, look at this. This yellow X came back a little bit, then this one. So from, say that was the first dump, and then to, well, I mean, you heard it here, folks. 58% down from there. 58%. Imagine just like, 12 cents. I don't know. I don't know. It's a little tough to say with this. My gut would tell me you're probably going to be okay with 19 cents to 15 cents, but yeah. But shorter term, what I've been saying, guys, is I do think we could have some type of rally here, some type of relief. You know what I mean? You can get back up to easily 24 to 27K in the next few weeks. You could have a little, that June rally we've been talking about, it's a little delayed now. Now it's starting. We had a few weeks to wait, and now we could get our June, July rally after everyone's completely given up on it. You know what I mean? $1,000 ahead in our trade right now. Um, so yeah, 112 people in here. Guys, ask some questions. Let's have a discussion here. Um, hmm. How's our buddy doing? How's gold? How's Peter Schiff doing? That's almost like a double top pad. That's the thing too. That's a bearish div almost because it did come. That's borderline bearish div and you come down. I don't. I mean, I do think it will go up in the next few years, but you know, what would you rather buy? Bitcoin at 20K or gold at $1,800? I mean, in terms of holding it 5 years, I mean, probably Bitcoin at 20K. Probably Bitcoin at 20K. You know, Bitcoin at 40K versus gold right now for a year perspective, maybe gold. People have been talking about what was it, the yen going down, or was it, no, it was, yeah, yeah. I don't do Forex, I would have to study it a little bit, but looks a little toppy here. And our buddy oil. So you're coming down a little bit finally, which, you know, I think he got one last rally up with oil. There's been people spreading some FUD on oil on Twitter. People spreading a little bit of FUD on oil. I think he got one last rally. It is looking a little toppy though. It is looking. Once this weekly confirms the next bearish div, then you're probably done. But I do think you could get up. You could probably come up a little bit here. You can come up a little bit more, another 20-30%. MSTR. Yeah. So, yeah, the big place is going to be, you know, we already kind of tested it. Oh, this is volatile, yeah. I mean, Bitcoin at 12K, this could make new, oh boy. Because this is down so, like is this even more volatile than Bitcoin? Like this is, yeah, I mean, you could, it's at what, 171 right now. If you come down another, I mean, maybe it would get less volatile. You could retest, you know. This one's tough to say. I don't know. With this yellow X, I don't know, but double bottom pattern. Maybe you could have a little rally up with Bitcoin though in the next few weeks. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, not logged in. That's okay. Well, we lost our trade. Or what? Yeah, we gotta probably relog in. Not a big deal though. It's interesting because let's see what brokers you could use on here. Not really anybody I know about. Forex.com I know. Interactive Brokers I know. Gemini I know. Okay, so you can probably buy stuff on spot on here, but kind of what's the point? Unless you're using leverage, what's the point really? But yeah. Sailor's leverage Bitcoin strategy. Given that he's doesn't have any margin calls until like 3K, I think it's pretty responsible and fine. If he was getting margin calls right now, yeah, it'd be kind of stupid. I don't know. It depends on how much interest he got the loans at. I mean, what do I think will happen first? 18K or 24K? Most likely 24K. Netflix. I haven't been following Luna lately, so I have no opinion. Um, Jim Cramer said it'll go up. He said gold is going to go up too. Get short oil. Let's actually look at that SCO for oil. Oh yeah, oil would probably, because if everything else rallies for the next week or something, oil would probably go down a little bit. That's what could happen. It would probably go down a little bit and then it would come back. Nothing goes up in a straight line too, guys. I mean, um, mm, yeah, I could see it curving back a little bit. Jim Cramer sold his Bitcoin at 60K, I think, a lot of it. I mean, he would be wrong. Somebody like that's probably wrong most of the time, but they're not going to be wrong every time. I mean, he's probably right like 40% of the time. I mean, it depends because they always change their mind, and it's going to be, if he could change his mind on oil tomorrow, before Alex is there, I don't know. Let's see here. The Dutch stock market. Let's look at Netflix. Are we in the... Yeah, it looks even worse. So what I'm looking for at this, like minimum probably I would wait for is 2 week in the red. We do have the rare 2 week deep green dot. So probably every time that's only happened once before, but it hasn't confirmed yet, 2 days. Every time historically it would have been a good buying point. I think, the market will rally a little bit in the next week or two, maybe the next month. And then with Bitcoin, we rally up to like 28K or something. Everyone thinks, we're out of that. And then you come back down. So that would make sense. I mean, nothing goes down in a straight line here. But I think an actual bottom is going to be at least, in September or August when this comes in the red. Yeah, I mean, you're down 77%. You're going to have some type of relief rally at some point here. That's what I would think. But I do think to an actual bottom, you're probably going to go down a little bit farther. And then when you finally get that, that green dot on your monthly here in October or September, that'll kind of mark the bottom. So, yeah. And what was this correction here? 82%. So that's pretty much the biggest correction we've dealt with. 76 so far. If we, come down a little bit more, enter a recession, you probably come down 80, something like that. Yeah. 90s to 100, I could see. So, yeah. What car do I drive? You could probably figure that out. You could figure it out. See if you could find it. Look through my channel videos. You could figure out what car I drive. When does E 2.0 come out again? Does it come out real soon? I forget. Yeah, for SEO, you could do call options on that. Yeah, you do some TA, figure it out. Am I longing now? Yes, yeah, I was showing the trade. Let's see if I could get well, let's see what's happened in the last minute or two with Bitcoin. We're up a bit more. So we're probably, I got logged out of the exchange, but we are up a bit more. Let me just see something here. Okay. Yeah, we're doing really well in our long right now. Long in the exclusive Discord. If you guys are interested in my trade signals, entry point, stop losses, take profit for a lot of my trades, and link in description below. And some exclusive TA. Not right 100% of the time. We have had losers, but you can't. No one is right 100% of the time in this game. It's all about risk management. It's all about doing it right. So yeah, it's creeping. We're creeping back up. this acting as support, and we come high into the green on this next couple bullish days here, and we come up to this pocket. I think 24K is in the cards. Hit some support. Nobody thought it was going to happen. We finally got there. So yeah, let's look at the chat. What exchange do I use? BITGET and FEMEX. Am I long? Let's see. When Russia conflict ends, maybe it will end, or maybe we'll have some good news with that. Maybe you guys are right about oil. I do think there will be one last hurrah with it. Maybe it'll come down because nothing goes straight up forever. Maybe it'll come down a little bit, scare off a lot of people, and then come back up. So I think it happened. These guys are doing good. CryptoFace was talking about these guys. Beanie Babies, they're coming back. Bought one of these guys. This is what you got to invest in. Beanie Babies. Saudi princes, they're all over these. So yeah. How's Amazon? How's our buddy Amazon doing? In the grand scheme of things, it look wow, it's a monthly. Maybe you're right. That's the thing too. We're due to get choppy, especially with S&P 500. Like, you rally up here for the next month, and then the carnage really hits, and September, October bottom for Bitcoin or something. Things go down quick too. Could happen by the end of August, somewhere around here. And then that's your recession, small recession bottom or something. I do think you got a little bit more carnage. 2 week here, like, at least I would be waiting for this. You're going to get that deep, that's the thing too. You're going to get that deep green dot. So maybe that's the time to get in. But I mean, you're due for more carnage. I think there are some interesting things, some bearish things. But yeah, we've been in the green for so long in this, You're either never going to go back into the red, or you're way overdue to go back into the red. So we will see what happens here. It was like one of those 1, 2, 3, 4 hump patterns, bam, down. It is a weird setup. That is a weird setup. I don't know. That is a pretty weird setup. You got a good point there. Waste of free. Bybit's requesting info now. Not that I know of. Not from my experience lately. You guys smash the like button. Let's see if we get 100 likes in this chat. But yeah. So we looked at quite a few things today. Trying to think what else we could take a look at. Cardano. 10 cents, yeah. No, I don't think you're going to go that low, but 30 cents. Definitely a big possibility of bottoming out. After that, probably like 15 cents. 15 cents is probably the lowest I could see you going. You're still, that's the 2 week. Getting deep here. Probably the next green dot in the weekly, I think, for a lot of things will signal the bottom, I think. But yeah, guys, and we're rallying back up a little bit here. Yeah, just sideways, and we're due for that sideways, pattern, whatever, what happens. It's only one Bitcoin withdrawal. It's kind of low. Oh well. Friday sell-off, maybe. I mean, we're Wednesday now. It's 2 days away. Alrighty, guys. So we showed the trade, talked about a lot of things. I think I'm going to get going. Probably head to the gym. And yeah, so talked about Bitcoin. Just to reiterate, I think we could be starting a little relief rally. Things look a little bottomy for at least a short term. We could come back up to 24K, then maybe even 27K in the next month. That June rally could start now. Nothing goes straight down forever, guys. Keep that in mind. And yeah, if you guys are interested in my exclusive Discord with some of my trade signals, stop loss, entry points, take profits, link in description below. Some of my exclusive TA as well. Not right 100% of the time, but we've had some really, really good trades in there. Also Market Cipher, or my trading course. Link in description below. Discount code down below as well for the month of June. So check that out. I think it's going to help you guys out a lot. It really shows you TA. I think it will, save you a lot of headaches, especially if you are new. So check that out. A lot of people have really liked it. BITGET, links in description below. If you want to create a new account, want to start some trading, check out those links in the description below. There's some good bonuses going on. Use my link to get them. And let's see, Market Cipher, link in the description below with the discount code down below as well. And if you want to do a one-on-one coaching session with me, link in the description below as well. A lot of people have really liked those. All right, guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys tuning in today. Have a good one. Goodbye.